provide to you. I'm Balbina Gluza. I work in DG Regio and I coordinate Just Transition Platform. And this is a short practical side session focused on technical assistance on the ground that we provide through the platform. So it's information for you on which type of activities we are going to have in the coming months. Before we start, some also housekeeping rules for those of you who joined only now and for those of you who are online and listen to this session only. So you will see that we have the interpretation available into 6 languages: English, German, French, Spanish, Czech, and Polish. So you can ask questions also in one of these languages. You can ask questions in Swapcard, and you can ask questions here in the room, as in the previous sessions. So please feel free to ask anything you would like to know about the support that you may receive in the coming months. We have also the web streaming available in Swapcard, and we have Wi-Fi available, and the password you can see on the screens and access through the barcode. This being said, let's move to the content of our session, and in a minute I will present you a fantastic team from JTP Secretariat leading on the groundwork and JTPs and knowledge products. But before this, I wanted to stress that the support is available, and it's available through different streams. Not only under Just Transition Platform, but also through other instruments, and you can access it. So all regions that are the regions in transition, or that are phasing out coal, or have some challenges, they can turn to the Commission to find support. And we have not only Just Transition Platform, but we have also, for instance, START technical assistance run by colleagues from Coal Regions in Transition Secretariat. And we have also JASPERS, that is joint assistance to support projects in European regions by European Investment Bank. And we have a technical support instrument by DG Reform. So there are many tools available for you, and you can seek for the support through our websites or contact the Just Transition Platform Secretariat for more information. I would like to invite on stage my 3 colleagues from Just Transition Platform Secretariat. It is Victoria Beckman, Lena Krapp, and Emma Krause. Please come here with us on stage. And before I give floor to the colleagues for more details on their work and support provided from the Secretariat to the JTF regions, I would like to debrief you shortly on what the Just Transition Platform can offer. So if we could move to the next slide, please. We prepared the next one. The next one. Agenda was done already. So as you can see on this slide, and for some of you, maybe you remember a similar slide from a past event, we try to summarize here all types of activities that we have. But there are some differences between last year and this year, and I just wanted to very briefly let you know about them. Because we, in fact, with Just Transition Platform, expanded our services. Just Transition Platform, as you know, is focused on the territories that receive support from Just Transition Fund. So it's the one that is scoped and really targets these regions that are in transition towards climate neutrality. And with these elements that you can see on the slide, we try to support them in different ways. So we have the biannual conferences twice a year. This is one of those conferences and organized already the 9th time from the moment when we set up our platform. This happened 4 years ago, so we are operational for 4 years now. And now we cover also new regions, as Commissioner Ferreira mentioned in her opening speech. We cover additional regions, JTF regions, with our technical assistance on the ground. So this is also the difference between last year and this year, that we have now more territories that we reach out to. And we were very happy to see that the quality of applications for the technical assistance this year was excellent. My colleagues will tell you more about that. But we see that there is a lot of interest in the technical assistance that we can provide. We have created also new working groups. Working groups were set up, the first ones in 2021. And they are very helpful to the Just Transition project. In the past years, we had sectorial working groups on steel, cement, and chemicals. And then one cross-cutting working group on stakeholder engagement. In the course of the years, we noticed that these sectorial working groups, they have very similar challenges, and that the stakeholders from these groups would like to work jointly. That's why we decided that as from 2024, we will merge these groups, we will transform them into one big group on stakeholder engagement. But additionally, we will create another working group that will tackle equal opportunities for most vulnerable groups. And we will also include into this working group a so-called Just Transition Platform Youth Task Force. So these are now these two working groups that are being operational, and they meet for the first time tomorrow. We have, as I said, technical assistance on the ground, and this will be the main focus of our session today. And Elena and Victoria will tell you more about that in a second. But we also have a JTP Knowledge Hub, so all type of knowledge products that we have developed in the past months related to Just Transition process, and they are all available on our Just Transition platform website. But we are going to develop also some new case studies and policy approaches and toolkits. Everything what we produce under the platform is available online. When you type in Google Just Transition platform, you will have access to our website, main website, and sub-pages. And we try to be very transparent and also share knowledge as much as we can. So all deliverables of the working groups, as well as all knowledge products, are made available for the JTF stakeholders. We also created a help desk for you with a functional mailbox, Secretariat Just Transition Platform EU. As I said, we created a main website with all sorts of information available, and we do a lot of JTF communication activities. We have JTP newsletter. If you don't know it, then please contact us and subscribe. We publish there regularly informations on the calls for technical assistance, on the events, on all our work that is related to Just Transition platform. And we also have under Just Transition platform communication, other type of activities, like, for instance, news items that we publish on the pages of DG Regio. So please follow both DG Regio web pages and our website on regular basis for all news related to our work. I will stop here because my colleagues have much more very, I think, useful information to share with you on the technical assistance on the ground and how this relates to our work done last year. But just to conclude that we have now this new edition of the support that will run for 2024. But of course, as from next year, from 2025, we will publish also new calls for new technical assistance. So I invite you very warmly to be in touch with us to really use this support that is made available for you. Thank you very much. And now I will give floor to Emma.
Hello, my name is Emma Kraus. It's nice to be with you all again at this wonderful conference. I'll quickly give an overview of the work that we're doing and then hand it over to Lena and Vicky to dive into some details, and I will as well. I coordinate all the capacity building measures for the Just Transition platform, so that's the technical assistance, JTP groundwork, the exchange program in the database, JTPers, excuse me, and the Knowledge Hub. If we can move to the next slide, please. Key to highlight for everybody here are our support services on the ground. So we have JTP groundwork, the technical assistance, you're quite familiar. We did our first call last year. We did another call this year, and as Balbina articulated, there will be 2 more calls. Something that I want to draw folks' attentions to is that we have actually published a lessons learned brochure on the JTP website with insights from the 2023 program. Might be very interesting for all of you to take a look, for those who are interested to learn more about JTP groundwork, the services that we offer, the work that was done, and the outputs. We also, of course, have JTPers. This is a 2-fold program that Lena will articulate more. An exchange program as well as a database of JTP experts that is freely available for any region to access and connect with that expert to support them. We did the first edition of the exchanges last year as well, and there are learnings from this that can also be found on our website, of course, the database. There will be another call for JTPers this fall and in the subsequent 2 years, and there will also be another call for database experts this fall as well. So you will keep us busy with work, we will keep you busy with calls and implementation, and we are here to answer any questions accordingly. Next slide, please. And with that, I'll hand it over to Vicky to dive a little bit further into JTP groundwork.
Thank you. Does the microphone still work? Yes. Before presenting to you the new cohort of beneficiaries of JTP groundwork, I thought I will highlight 4 important aspects of the technical assistance, because I know that some people here are still not familiar with the technical assistance. I received a couple of questions over the 2 days. So first I want to stress the unique focus of JTP groundwork on helping the Just Transition Fund regions in addressing the most urgent implementation needs in the process of implementing their TJTPs. And together with the regions, we are looking for impactful solutions that also other regions can learn from, and that maybe some solutions can be replicated. And as Emma already highlighted, you can look at the JTP platform, JTP website, and also at the sub website for the JTP groundwork that has been newly launched, and there you will see the 6 solutions we have developed in the last year. Second, I want to stress the focus on co-creation. This already starts during the scoping phase, where together with the representatives of the European Commission, the beneficiary and the technical assistance team, we jointly look for formats that are best suitable to address the needs of the region. And third, I want to stress that one of our core tools that we have used in the past year, JTP groundwork, and that is going to be continuously an important tool for us and is the heart of groundwork, is stakeholder engagement. We have learned that through successful stakeholder engagement and stakeholder mobilization, we can provide capacity buildings to regions in a meaningful way and also ensure continuous ownership. And we are involving different groups based on the topic of the technical assistance. And a core element to do so is the capacity building workshop that we are going to implement in every of the technical assistance regions. And also the format of this workshop, as well as the stakeholders invited to the workshop, is something that is not set in stone and is going to be flexibly selected based on the needs of the technical assistance and the group that needs to be involved. And lastly, I want to highlight that we are going to disseminate the results through the lessons learned reports, but also on the webpage of JTP Groundwork, we are going to publish one deliverable and one output per technical assistance, so that you can review the solutions and learn from them. And finally, we are also going to implement technical regional forums. It's going to be 5 events between now and 2026. And they are going to be large-scale events focused on technical exchange between experts. They are going to be region-focused, and they are going to be scoped from the technical assistances that we are going to deliver. So all 5 events are going to be hosted from the beneficiaries, by the beneficiaries of JTP Groundwork. And we are going to implement one of those events, if not 2, already this year. So please stay tuned, and maybe you can participate in one of them if it's happening close to your region. And with that, I think we can move to the next slide. So JTP Groundwork is going to support 12 projects this year, covering 16 Just Transition Fund territories. You can see that we have a combined technical assistance to 6 French JTF regions. And I have met some of the representatives of the regions already here. And then we also have 2 technical assistances delivered to the region of the Duke conurbation. And I think half of the regions have been present at the conference. I know that some have left already because of earlier flights, but who is still there from the beneficiaries from the regions that are highlighted on the map? Yes, I see 2, 3 hands, 4 hands, excellent. So we can turn around, and if you want to discuss the projects with the beneficiaries, feel free to do so still after the conference. You can see that actually, if we count all the 6 French JTF regions, the majority of the regions are carbon-intensive regions, which is a reverse trend that what we had last year. Then we have 1 peat representative, the Midlands, and 1 hard coal regions, Terra Zagora, and other ones are lignite regions. With that, let's move on to the next slide, where you can see the topics of the technical assistance. So it's, always 1 sentence catchy title so that you can remember what was the technical assistance about. But of course, we will later publish more information about the projects. And I just want to highlight a few topics to show you the width of the topical coverage. You can see we have projects ranging from energy efficiency in public buildings in Stara Zagora through mobilization of SMEs in Baranya in Hungary, to supporting the role of universities and youth in just transition implementation. I think the beneficiary is also still in the room, waving there. So we also have a couple of projects focused on project development, project analysis, including state aid issues, as well as project appraisal. And those are, for example, in Croatia, France, Italy. I want to call out the project in Megalopolis in Greece, because there we are going to look at projects that could be financed under the 3rd pillar. And also other technical assistants are also going to touch upon the 3rd pillar opportunities, but the Greek technical assistance is going to be solely focused on it. Then I also want to highlight the 3 projects related to energy that we have, which is in the Midlands, the topic that we already had today, namely community-owned electricity generation. In Poland, we are going to focus in the region of Łódzkie on capacity building on renewable acceleration areas. And then in Gotland, also combining a topic we discussed today is assessing skill and labor needs under the different renewables expansion scenarios. And then I think another exciting topic that I want to call out here is the communication support for Slovenia on district heating system decarbonization. That's all. I'm still here for another hour, so if you want to learn more about the projects, just approach me. Thank you. And with that, I will hand over to Lena.
Thank you, Victoria. And then we can also move on to the next slide, please. My name is Lena Knapp, and I have the pleasure to present the JTPS program to you, which, as Emma already alluded to, consists of 2 strands, namely the exchange program and the experts database. And JTPS Exchange is really focused on leveraging knowledge that exists in Just Transition Fund territories, and to share best practices between regions and to leverage the challenges that have been experienced, and to really co-create solutions. So it is really focused on learning from each other and forwarding JTF implementation together. And we do this by implementing region-to-region exchanges, so different JTF territories exchanging amongst each other, as well as region exchange exchanging with Just Transition experts from the experts database, which are more focused on specific asks that the region has where the expert can advise on. And these will also happen in a combination of online and in-person exchanges. And as Emma already said, we have an upcoming call for regions for exchanges in the fall. And I will also, in a bit, also present to you the new beneficiaries for the spring edition for JTP's exchange. But for now, a few words on the JTP's experts database. You can access the database via the QR code on the slide, and the database currently catalogs more than 100 Just Transition professionals from Europe, but also a few from outside of Europe, which cover various different Just Transition skills, from energy to community to project financing. So there's really someone for everyone, and regions and interested parties can reach out to the expert directly via the contact form on the website. Or we also leverage the experts for the exchanges, as I mentioned, depending on the region's demand and the requests on topics. So these experts can really advise on specific topics and also have the language and the country knowledge in many cases, because they come from Just Transition regions and know the context very well. We will also have an upcoming call for interested experts to be included in the database in fall as well. And I invite you to subscribe to the Just Transition platform newsletter to stay up to date for when the call will be published. And then we can move on to the next slide. And I'm very happy to announce to announce for you the new cohort of beneficiaries from the JTP's exchange program that will be facilitated in the spring. We will cover 8 exchanges that will benefit 14 JTF territories. And you can see the beneficiaries on the slide. We will cover an exchange between Norrbotten in Sweden and Silesia in Poland, which will focus on employment strategies. We have an exchange between 3 JTF regions in the Czech Republic and Västerbotten in Sweden, which will also cover skills on the Just Transition. We will facilitate an exchange between Alentejo Litoral in Portugal and Eastern Wielkopolska, focused on SME support and project implementation of renewables. Then we have an exchange between 3 Just Transition Fund regions, namely Zasavie in Slovenia, Lower Silesia in Poland, and Western Macedonia in Greece, which will focus on energy communities, which we already heard about today, also vulnerable groups, specifically youth, and circular economy strategies that they're exchanging about. These were all the region-to-region exchanges, and then we will also have 4 expert-to-region exchanges, where 1 expert from the database advises the region on a very specific topic. So the first one is Mediotejo in Portugal, which will be focusing on Just Transition monitoring and developing indicators for monitoring. We heard Corinna on the panel yesterday, and she will be supporting Mediotejo in this exchange. Then we have an exchange between Western Macedonia and an expert from Ireland, which will be focused on and upskilling for engineers. Then we have Istria and Croatia and an expert from the Czech Republic, which will be focusing on state aid issues. So that is also, I think, an issue that is, of interest to many of you. Good to see that in the exchange cohorts. And then finally, we have an exchange in Greece from the Greek islands and an expert from Spain, which will focus on communication strategies for transitions. So these are the new cohorts that will be facilitated in a mix of online and in-person exchanges over the course of this spring. We're very excited to dive into the implementation and then also to share the outcomes with you in the fall. And then we can move on to the next slide, please. I've already highlighted the projects that the exchanges will be about, and I just briefly wanted to mention some of them again. As you say, or as you can see, it's really a wide range of topics that are being supported under the exchange program, and it is also really good to see that it's really focused on implementation, on how to forward TJTP implementation and to leverage each other's knowledge on that. So as I said, we have exchanges focusing on labor market strategies and employment, specifically related to the green transition. We have state aid issues, we have just transition monitoring, and then also energy-related projects. So really a wide range, and yeah, very much looking forward to that. And with that, I will hand over to Emma.
Thanks, Lena. Last but not least, if we can go to the next slide, please. I'd like to focus a bit on JTP Knowledge Hub. So in addition to all of the on-the-ground resources, we have also developed a wide range of online, short, succinct, accessible materials for you to use to support your implementation. There's a wide range of tools on there: case studies, toolkits, catalogs, policy approaches, and fiches focused on tangible implementation topics. And I will put out the call right now. My colleague Arthur did for me earlier this morning. He gave the example of the Energy Communities Toolkit. That was something that was asked for by regions, and we developed for regions. If there is a particular topic that would be of interest for your region to support your implementation, please come talk to me. Please send me an email, or send the Just Transition Platform Secretariat an email. We would love to develop something to support you. So please do let us know if there's a topic that could be useful. Some examples of the toolkits that we have are on display at the back, but I'll read out a couple here. We have a toolkit for how to consider gender approaches in the transition process. We have one on how to consider biomass projects, energy storage projects, etc. We have catalogs which detail many different examples on the selected topic. So we have a catalog of funding approaches, articulating how different regions have designed their funding schemes. We have a catalog of measurement approaches. We have a catalog of vocational initiatives, so many different ways to design vocational programs. All of this can be found on the Just Transition Platform website. We also have very specific case studies, in-depth case studies on certain examples. So one maybe I'll point out here is the Gemelot Circular Hub in the Netherlands, really an innovative industrial cluster that had a very unique stakeholder process to get it going and continue it going. If we go to the next slide, please. I can also highlight that we have many policy approaches examples that articulate the specific way that policies have been put together. You can see some of the examples there on the screen. And we also have further deep dives into tangible projects. All of this information is meant to help inform your implementation process, and we're very open again to hear of any suggestions for topics, projects, different kinds of knowledge products as well that would be helpful. So please do get in touch. And if I'm not mistaken, I believe we've come to the Q&A portion. You've heard quite a lot from us, and so we'd love to hear from you if you have any questions or thoughts that you would like to share. Thank you for your attention.
Thank you very much, Lena, Victoria, and Emma. And as you can see, we have excellent experts in our Just Transition Platform Secretariat. And we are very active on our work. We try to help with the JTF implementation as much as we can. So please let me know if there are any questions to the experts in the room or online. Anyone? It's the last session. I know everyone deserves already some break. If there are no questions, then I will still take the opportunity to use 2 more minutes. And I would like to thank, first of all, the interpreters for their great work in the past 2 days. Thank you very much for your support in all sessions. This type of events that gathers over 1,000 participants is, of course, a teamwork. So there are more teams to thank too. I will try to be brief. I would like to thank the IT team behind in the room for their support, because without them there would be no web streaming, no translation, nothing. So please, big thanks to them. Also, big thank you to the colleagues from different services of the European Commission, because they helped us to organize the sessions. First of all, the colleagues from DG Ener, who are co-organizers of the event. Also, big thank you to the colleagues from DG Employment for their input on the session concerning green skills. To the colleagues from DG INTPA and DG NIR, who contributed to the session, international session focused on youth. Then a big thank you to colleagues from DG Regio, from 02 unit, who prepared the session with us on STEP in context of just transition. Big thank you to colleagues from the communication team, who prepared also the information on the event in social media and newsletters. Also, big thank you to Regio G1 Smart and Sustainable Growth team, leading by Katrin, and with Miriam and Angela on board. And then last but not least, big thank you to colleagues from JTP Secretariat. And these are Marina, Christina, Veronica, Valerie, George, Andreas, Emma, the powerful reception desk, Julie, Lola, Valerie, Linnea, Verena. Then our colleagues here, Elena, Victoria, Emma. To Dominique, Irene, Chiara, Elodie, Victor, Clara, and Margherita. Thank you to you all. And as Commissioner Ferreira said at the beginning, let's focus now on work. Thank you.
It was the 3rd of September, a day I'll always